back with our special guest today, Jeff Konya, our athletic director at Northeastern State University. We've been talking about sports and some of the different teams that were out in front of us this year, and spring sport maybe. Did we cover all the spring sports in there?
Well, we didn't. We didn't touch them yet, but I'll give you a quick rundown.
Okay, give
of
us
it, Jerry.
a 60-second.
Our women's tennis team heading into this week was 10-3. They're tracking to be an NCAA participant, probably hosting one of the top two seeds in the region. So we're very excited about Coach Ron Cox and that team. Our men's and women's golf team are right on the fringe of qualifying for the NCAA regional for postseason possibilities. Depends on their performance. Actually, right now they're playing up in Thackerville at a golf course in the Lone Star Championships, and it'll depend on where they finish if they continue their respective seasons. Baseball teams this weekend coming up. We have spring game for football, but we also have men's baseball and softball playing. Our baseball team, if they can have a real successful and sweep our hated rival of UCO, then they're looking to qualify for the first time in a long time for the playoffs.
You notice how UCO gets in on all those final determinations
and
for us?
Do you know how I refer to them as rival and hated rival? Yeah, it's intentional.
I understand the pressure.
And softball also has an important weekend coming up. It's going to determine their fate from postseason. So it's a real exciting time for all of our spring sports. And a special shout out to our Spirit squads who, we've just received great word that everybody just enjoyed their performance this year. And they're now under the athletics umbrella, as you know, and we look forward to better things from that program moving forward.
Well, that's good. A lot of energy here, wrapping an academic year up, and great expectations for next year coming up in the fall. Let's take a minute and talk a little bit about some of these exciting plans of some unbelievable new facilities that have been in the plans for some time, but now seem to be coming to the top.
I actually had a lunch, Jerry, with Jack Dobbins, Dr. Dobbins, recently, and he said the first time the issue of a new event center came up was in 1963.
Okay.
So that's we're about 47 years due. But the exciting thing is, I think we're getting really close now to developing the concept and the official plans for a new multi-purpose event center on this campus or close by this campus, depending how it works out. But we are heavy into the fundraising, and if a couple things work out, we're going to be in the $1 million range of private fundraising already for that facility, and so everybody sees there's a huge need there, and what we're talking about is what I'm selling everybody on is a modern facility. If you walk into the American Airlines or the BOK, those kind of elements here in Tahlequah, high-end seating, suites, 3,200 seating capacity in a bowl.
Facility.
Oh yeah. So it can do a whole bunch more than just basketball games,
right.
and I think that's important for the entire community. When you're talking about concerts and attracting people into this community from commerce perspectives, and a place for graduations, a place for trade shows, academic fairs, career fairs, powwows, a convention center space. You're talking about a multi-purpose event center, and that's what the real need is here for this community.
Well, that's exciting news, and it's great for the university, it's great for our students, but it's a marvelous opportunity for our community, so we're really excited about that.
And we have a lot of community support, and everybody, again, recognizes the need. Jack Dobbins is a wonderful historic relic of a building, but there's just so many limitations with what we can do in terms of modern amenities that our consumers, our fans, and really our students now, being the front porch, the athletics being the front porch of the university from a marketing perspective, when they walk into Jack Dobbins, and that's normally the first place they walk through, what's the right image that we're sending?
Exactly.
So if we can get this kind of a jewel facility on our campus, it can only help in terms of recruitment of the general students and attracting a whole larger population base to this community.
Well, and as you pointed out, the potential is almost unlimited from a community standpoint, whether it's economic development or Chamber of Commerce or Tahlequah Public Schools with some event, they need a larger venue, whatever it might be, that it adds a lot of complement to the whole community.
And what we're looking at is is a real neat looking building. It's a structure that is going to be almost futuristic in a way, and if this concept comes together in terms of the brick and mortar and the concrete, I really think it's going to be one of those facilities that people are going to use in terms of images, and they'll be like, wow, that right there is a striking facility.
And it may be too early for you to tell us, but do you have some timeline at this point, Jeff, that kind of puts all the components together?
Well, we're really focused on getting the funding correct. There's going to be a blending here of university resources and private resources that are going to make this thing eventually happen. So a lot of it depends on the resources being identified and then using those resources to develop the funding for the particular arena. Now, assuming that that gets done in a relative quick timetable, the construction of what we're talking about will only be about a 10-month build. So.
Okay.
As soon as we get the renditions and we get the permits and we get it locked down from a funding side, then it's going to take 10 months to build, and that is almost half the time of a normal arena.
So we might 2012?
I'm hoping 2011.
2011.
I'm hoping in December of 2011 we have this facility coming online.
Boy, that's exciting.
It is.
That's
it really
really
is.
Exciting. Good for everybody. Everybody wins on that.
Well, the qualifier is that we get everything right. But
so if someone in the community is interested in visiting with you or the university about how they might be a partner in this or participate, what kind of contact information, a phone number, a website, or whatever?
Sure. Well, they can simply call 918-444-3901. That's my direct line to my office, and schedule a time, and I'll visit with anybody. You mentioned the fundraising. We sent out a huge mailer to everybody that's given to athletics in its vast history, asking them to be a part of this on some level, everything from a penny all the way up to significant naming opportunities. We have identified individual circle of championship levels, corporate circle of championship levels, and naming opportunities. What a tremendous way to leave a legacy for yourself, a family, or a company than by getting involved on the naming side. And like I said, right now, if everything works out, we're going to be over $1 million of private dollars raised. Wow.
What a great start, and it sounds like we're on our way to 2011. Maybe 2012, but 2011, we're going to shoot for 2011. How's that?
Well, it's great, and the other thing is we have identified in athletics about a $15 million athletics master plan in terms of facility needs.
Wow.
The Special Events Center is but one of 11 that we have on that list, and so when we get the funding apparatus set up there and we continue to get people behind their respective programs,
right,
we'll start checking them off the list, and when we have all those 11 come online, we're going to have probably the premier Division II university athletically within this footprint.
Well, today as we're videoing in our Hall of Fame here at NSU, it's an amazing room, and a lot of history, a lot of heritage, a lot of pride, and a lot of stories. Go around this room and look at the pictures and the names and the people that have come before all of us and have left a footprint and made a difference in student lives and in their own personal careers and lives. So what a great tribute to that philosophy that athletics do make a difference, they do change lives, and they impact us forever.
I think the most touching thing that happened to us this year didn't happen in wins and losses, didn't happen in the classroom, didn't happen on the practice field, but after one of the games here, when Coach Randy Gibson won one of his significant victories, we were in the back hallway here, and two of his former players came up, and Coach Gibson was like, I can't believe you guys stopped by, and he goes, well, we wouldn't have missed it, Coach. And Coach was like, well, you guys traveled a long way for this. I mean, why would you do that? And the two girls to a person said, it's because of you, Coach, because we wouldn't be the people we are if we didn't have your experiences under your coaching. So this was one of those touching moments. That's what student athletes and athletics at universities are all about.
What a testimony. What a way to close this